Okay, guys, so this is the power of images photography. So just as I was saying in the beginning of I was about to say this PowerPoint, but this video that I created, we are going to be discussing the power of photography and really taking some time to really take a step back and think about what is photography, how does it pertain to the experiences that we're having, especially right now, and how we can use images in a way that communicates our feelings and just gives us an opportunity to really grow as artists. I think that's really important right now, and it's just another avenue for you guys to express yourself, and we're gonna have a lot of fun with this. I'm really, really excited. Okay, so the first slide is covering what is photography. So the process of art producing images of objects on sensitized surfaces by the chemical action of light or of other forms of radiant energy as X-rays, gamma rays, or cosmic rays. So this is the classic definition of what photography is. And I thought this was really important just so that you have that technical knowledge of what it means to have a photograph. And I also wanted to share this beautiful image of Dina Lawson, who is a incredible photographer, and she's really showcasing just like a peek inside of a home. And you see this little boy with presumably his grandmother, and it's like you're getting an intimate view of what this person's life might be, and just the traditions, even in the way that the house looks. So this is an excellent example of photography, and I'm so excited for you guys to see more. Let's keep going. All right, so when we look at photography, one of the things we want to keep in mind is the core of photography. When you really think of what an image is trying to capture, is it's trying to evoke a memory. It's trying to create a statement with the particular image that was shot. So these memories communicate a message that asks us as viewers, what do we want to feel or imagine when we look at the image? So when you see something, the first thing that comes to mind is, how do you perceive this? What's going on, and do you relate to the image? So these are some questions I want you guys to really think about when you're looking at photography within this class. How does this image make you feel? What are some things that come to mind for you? And I also want you to be mindful of, what do you think the photographer was thinking when they were capturing the image? What do you think was going on that really allowed this artist to make this image and showcase their talent in this way? Images create movement. And another way that we're going to look at images in photography is for their ability to capture important moments in history. And I'm a big believer that art plays a powerful role in capturing what's going on in the world and how we see the ability to write our history. And photography has always been used to showcase the depths of our beliefs, and at times has challenged millions to make a call for action as a response to the feelings images are evoking. So when you look at these images, they provide you with the sense of sometimes relief. And in a lot of these cases, if you look at these images, it could be a sense of fear, a sense of, enough is enough. And I want you to be really mindful of, what do you think that these people in this image were trying to communicate? Why do you think it was important for this photography to be made? So these are some things that we're going to be thinking about. Moving into images create moments. So in the fight for equality, images have challenged individuals to ask the hard questions and examine what is valuable and where our morals come from. So when you look at these images, you see people coming together and they're simply holding hands. And in this case, you can kind of like see, especially from the image on the right, that people are singing songs. So they're building community, and you're seeing people holding up signs, you're seeing people protesting. And the crazy thing is that a lot of these issues, a lot of these things that these people were protesting, and these images are coming from the 50s and 60s, are very prevalent in what we're experiencing now. And I just want you guys to take a moment and think about how these people might have felt and how people feel today, that a lot of these same issues are still being just talked about and discussed and protested. So an artist that we're going to look at first is Dawad Bai, and he is a photographer that really captures, the voice of the youth. And when you look at his images, he does a lot of work that looks into the soul of people. And the reason I say that is because a lot of times when we think of photography, we think of it having to be pretty or it has to present a certain side of things. But I think that what you're going to notice about his work, particularly if you look at more of his images, they capture the real, day to day that life involves. You see people in relationships. You see people in, restaurants, or you see people just living their lives. And he's really capturing the beauty and the simplicity of just being one with your community and just being around people that you care about. So I think that that is another element that is so important in photography, and sometimes it gets overshadowed by other things. Roy Derkavara is an amazing photographer. He does a lot of work, and you look at these images specifically. These are located in New York and Harlem in the 60s and the 50s. And I think that his work is beautiful because he paved the way for a lot of artists to, the previous artists. I feel that he was a strong influence, and he says that himself, of just capturing the day-to-day lives. And I feel like, especially for people of color, Black and brown people, a lot of times photography and images have not been shown of our daily lives, the beauty that is us. And I feel that these images are powerful because you see people enjoying themselves in the summer. You see people sitting down in the morning for breakfast. You see people taking care of their kids on the stoop. And that's such a familiar sight in our communities that doesn't always get the light that it deserves. Okay, so we're going to continue. So these are some images that are continuing to show people standing up for their rights and advocating for themselves. And as you continue to look at images and as you continue to think about where your eye goes to when you think of what photography really resonates with you, I want you to be mindful. What do you think is happening here in this specific image? So I want you to take a couple moments to just look at the image, look at the people, how they're dressed, where do you think they're going? And I also want you to think, why do you think this artist captured this image? Why do you think that it was important for the artist to really showcase what was going on in this image? And what type of message were they trying to send? I think that is something that we always want to keep in the back of our minds when we look at art. What is the message that is coming from this image? And how can we as viewers translate that message? Okay, so I'm going to have you look at this one as well. What do you think is happening here? What do you think this artist is capturing in this image? And I want you to pay close attention to the movement of people within images, what they're wearing, their backgrounds, where you think they may be. These play very powerful roles in telling a story. And photography at the core of it is telling stories, and it's giving people an opportunity to express their truths. And I think that these two artists specifically, like I've said throughout this video, are really interested in showcasing the lives of Black and brown people. And a lot of times our stories are not really celebrated and put in the main society. So it's really beautiful that they're taking an opportunity to show our stories, and I love this. Last but not least, mindful tip of the week. I want you guys to find a book that really inspires you, and I want you to at least read one page this week. I want you guys to get in the habit of really nourishing your mind with amazing books and articles and even comic books or things that you're enjoying. I want you to really immerse yourself in these things because, these are a form of self-care. It's an opportunity for you to grow mentally and emotionally. And it's also an opportunity for you to kind of step away from everything that is going on. So I am really passionate about sharing books and sharing my love for books. So I'm challenging you guys to pick one book and read at least one page, because 9 times out of 10, you're going to read more than one page. But you always want to set a small goal because you can always make it bigger. All right, see you guys.